who will replace Microsoft's Steve Ballmer. There are a lot of names rumored to be in the running, but only one is apparently at the top of Microsoft's wish list. He's Ford CEO Alan Mulally. According to the tech blog website All Things D, Mulally has vaulted to the forefront of the candidates, and the discussions with Microsoft are said to be serious. Now, if this is true, is Alan Mulally the right man to run Microsoft? Kara Swisher, co-executive editor at All Things D, joins us now along with John Fort. Kara, let me begin with you. We know that Alan Mulally has a reputation as a turnaround specialist, but he's a car guy. And can Alan Mulally turn around a complex company, tech company, like Microsoft?
Well, he runs a complex tech company, if you think about it. I mean, it's a very good talk about a complex company. Delivering and creating cars is a similar kind of thing with lots of technological challenges, logistical challenges. So he's certainly got the skills to do it. He ran the commercial airlines division of Boeing. These are all very difficult and complicated jobs. I think the issue is he's a non-techie, although he's quite technical. Is sort of besides the point. What they need at Microsoft is a leader who can really try to figure out where Microsoft goes next. And the question is he too, and I don't want to say old, but he isn't sort of the new internet. Does he have enough experience in where the internet's going, I think is more the point.
You know, Kara, let me drill down a little bit more on your fine article there. And just to be clear, this is not speculation. The two of them are actually having conversations you characterize as serious conversations about this job. How far along are they, and when might we expect to hear who Microsoft has selected?
I think it's going to take some time, actually. I mean, what's going on here is there's sort of twin things going on. You have the committee and Heidrick and Struggles, which is searching for candidates, and they're still doing that. That is still happening. This isn't going to happen Monday. All of a sudden, Alan Mulally is we never said that. A lot of the articles were speculating that, but that's not the case. He's just become one of the more significant candidates in that list, and there are others, which I mentioned in the story, such as Tony Bates, who's an internal candidate, such as Stephen Elop, who came from the Nokia acquisition, and also another ex-Microsoft guy, Paul Maritz. And so they're still searching for candidates, and it may take a while to get to it, but they're very much going to drill down on who the key ones are, and hopefully not take till before the end of the year. But you never know with Microsoft; they could take a very long time.
John, I want to bring you into the conversation. You're right there in the heart of Silicon Valley. You're hearing what everybody is saying. What are you hearing about Alan Mulally versus these other candidates that Kara brought up?
Well, he seems to represent one end of the spectrum as far as what Microsoft could choose. One end of the spectrum is your master manager. The other end of the spectrum is your technology visionary. And in a way, Steve Ballmer was more of the manager type. He was a sales guy. Bill Gates, the original CEO, more of the visionary type. And Silicon Valley tends to have a bias toward technologists and visionaries. A lot of people here feel like that's what Microsoft needs at this stage, someone who has a vision for where Microsoft should go, can cut through a lot of the nonsense and bickering about whose idea, decide which path to take, and pursue it. And I think the question is, could Mulally, though he is a hardware engineer, aeronautics engineer by training, could he do that with a company that's a bit different in the types of decisions it has to make technology-wise?
He does, John, have some connections to Seattle, because we've mentioned, obviously, that he was in charge of Boeing's commercial airlines division for a long time. Microsoft and Ford have had partnerships with respect to the data screens in their cars. But he is a 68-year-old guy. He's got lots of energy. I've met him. He's an incredibly dynamic fellow to see. But I can't imagine that if he were the choice that he'd be there all that long.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's true. He's not the founder. Larry Ellison is right up at about that same age, and people don't often speculate about him retiring because of age anyway. He still knows how to win. So I don't think age is the issue so much as is he the right guy for Microsoft at this stage? And I think a lot of people would say if he is the CEO, he's going to have a pretty clear number 2 or number 3 with a different skill set, who's very clearly the visionary in technology and can end some of that infighting that's happened between those divisions over the years.
Kara, real quick question to you just to wrap up our conversation. What about Bill Gates? I understand he's taking a very active role in this search, and he's a very hands-on chairman. Is he a possible candidate?
That would be, I think, a lot of people wish that would happen. I would be surprised if it did. You never can rule it out, and that's happened before at Yahoo, various different places. I don't think that's what he's aiming for, and I would be surprised if that happened. He's very devoted to his charitable organization. So I would probably not rule it out completely, but it would be unusual.
All right, to be continued. Thank you so much. Kara Swisher, co-executive editor of All Things Digital, and our very own Jon Fortt.